Hello, 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 my Arsenal futurites, brothers and sisters. How you doing? I hope you're all alright. Wow, I look a bit dazed because I've only just woken up. I was up all night last night doing some work around the house. And I was with one of my cousins who were talking about the North London derby. He's also an Arsenal fan, and we will talk about back in the day when we first started going to watch Arsenal at Highbury. And so it was a wicked evening. I wish we'd filmed it, but sometimes certain things are best kept a secret. How you doing? I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you can, please. Very nice. The channel is growing in views as well. Subscribers has gone up a bit as well, but we want to really get there. We have to really push now going into 2026. We have to really put our foot down on the pedal because we want to really get to 1,000 for next year. I don't know if we can do it. We're going to try because we've been around for 2.5 years now. You know, yeah. As I said, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Please leave your comments if you can in the box, as you know, down below. Heart the videos if you can as well, please. And obviously share the videos, leave your comments. So we're going to get into it because I think I'm going to go back to bed. After this, I'm going to go back to bed and then get up, have something to eat and watch the game. So anyway, so Arsenal playing Spurs today. I believe that the record, somebody was telling me the other day that the record, we've got 84 wins, they've got 61 wins, and there's been 55 draws, something like that. And so Arsenal, we've been the dominant team for the longest time. I remember when I was coming up in the 80s, and Spurs, there was a time when Spurs had a better team than us because I had players like Ozzy Ardiles, Glenn Hoddle. They had some top players playing for that club, and we didn't. Our team was average, and then George Graham came and flipped the script, and then we've just been in a commanding position ever since. Of course, there's been topsy turvy times, slippery slopes, but we've always been ahead of Spurs for about the last 35, 40 years. There was a bit of a patch when they had Poch there, but they never really did anything with that. We've won titles, we've won cups, they've won more than they have, But as we currently speak, I believe Arsenal should win this match. It won't be an easy match because it's a derby, and especially it being a North London derby as well. And Spurs will come to the Emirates they're going to want to try and maybe spoil a party because they know that we're the favourites to win the league. We're top of the league. Of course, yesterday, for those of you who've been in a cave somewhere, Manchester City lost to Newcastle up at St James's Park by 2 goals to 1. I sat here and watched the match yesterday. Newcastle deserved to win. They should have probably won by some more goals as well. They missed so many chances, especially Harvey Barnes. Missed a gilt-head chance in the first half. And of course, Liverpool got spanked at the Anfield, which doesn't happen very often these days. They got spanked at Anfield by 3 goals to 0 by Nottingham Forest, who not long ago couldn't buy a win for love or money. And now Sean Dyche has got in there and he's turning them around. And Forest could have had more goals, and they could have had a penalty, and also they had a goal disallowed. And so Liverpool that could have been 5-0 to Forest. Liverpool, they looked disjointed. They looked out of sorts, And I was actually going to post about that, but I said, nah, I think I had things to do. But I said, don't worry, I'll cover a little bit of it when I do this today, when I do the preview of the North London derby, the big match. Yeah, so we're going to head it, the big match, North London derby. And after this match, I'm thinking of doing a reaction video because I've not really done any reaction videos on this channel. And I did promise you guys that I would do it. And I do apologize if I've not done it. But I want to start getting into reaction videos. And around springtime, so we've got another 6 months or so. Around springtime, I want to start going to the Emirates. Even if I don't go to the matches, drop by the Emirates after matches and do some fan cams. I'm thinking of doing that, but only when the weather picks up a bit because it's very cold at the moment, and I don't want to be leaving the warmth of my base to go all the way. Well, mind you, where I am is not a million miles from the Emirates, but it's a minute. It take me maybe about 45 minutes. So I want to, go there when the weather's a bit more pleasing, and then when people are a bit more bit more in a, in a bit of a more of a joyful mood. I can't even speak this morning. A bit more of in a bit more of a joyful mood, to speak and to to give an interview and so on, But it's something we're looking at, and and so on. We're gonna try and step up our content, But yes, it's a good. I think it's going to be a good game. For some reason, people have been saying in the media and other fan channels have been saying that it's going to be boring 1-0 to Arsenal. Even, I mean, I'm even hearing people say that it's going to be 0-0. 0-0, 1-0 to Arsenal, 2-1 type match, and it might well be so. It might be the Spurs under Thomas Frank. They're more of a low block side away from home. In actual fact, they play better away from home because they beat City, didn't they? 2-0 at the Etihad. Yeah, and they beat Everton 3-0 at the new. I don't think it's called the new Goodison, but at the new ground. Uh, and so kept the clean sheet in that match. Kept the clean sheet against the mighty Man City. So they're very, very good away from home. But Arsenal's a different proposition this season. We look serious. We look serious for the first time in 20 years. And I believe that even though we've depleted, we've got some injuries, but we're getting some guys back. Because I'm hearing that our captain, Martin Odegaard, could be on the bench. I'm hearing that even though that None Madueke could be on the bench as well. He gave an interview a day or two ago and giving some sort of signs and hinting that he could be on the bench. And so we'll see how that goes. I'm hearing that Gabby Martinelli might be back as well on the bench. So that's three top players, three key attacking players we're going to get back. But we're still missing the big Gabby at the back. And I got injured when Brazil played, I think last week against Senegal in a friendly. And funny enough, it was at the Emirates as well when he got injured. And he's out for about what some say 1 month, some say 2 months, but any time between 1 month and 2 months. I've got a funny feeling that we're not gonna lose him for long because I think he's gonna want to come back into the fray now that we're challenging for the league and challenging for a possible Champions League as well. He's going to want to come back and play and get involved in that again. So I think that we might miss him for maybe, I'll say anything between a month and 6 weeks, which that takes him out until the new year. And we've got Liverpool coming up in January. I think it's January the 8th. Yeah. And so I think he might want to try and, get back for that match. So we'll see what happens, But it's going to be an intriguing game. I'm going for 3-1. When I was with my cousin last night, I said to him that I've got a funny feeling it might be 1-1, I'm going for an Arsenal win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1-1. My cousin said, 2-0 Arsenal. So he's going for 2-0, I'm going for 3-1. But I said that, I don't know, man, because Spurs sometimes, they could spoil the party. And when it's Arsenal, they play extra tough, because, really, we're the ones they look up to. We're like their benchmark. We're like their barometer. It's like when if they beat us, it's like they won the lottery. You know what I mean? So, and when we do something, they try and mimic it. They try and replicate it. So we're like the big brother they look up to. But they can't chat to us because we've won so much more stuff than they have. But I'm going for 3-1 Arsenal. I'm not sure about the scorers. I wouldn't be surprised if Saka scores, but Saka doesn't normally score against Spurs. So maybe Saka. I don't know if Gyökeres is going to start, but he might be on the bench. But I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off the bench and scores. And Mourinho might score a goal as well, Mikel Mourinho, if he plays as a false nine. Because, Gabby Jesus is out. We all know he's been out for the longest. He's been out for nearly a year now. And as I said, and as we all know, Kai Havertz is suffered a relapse. He was on his way back and then he suffered another injury on his recovery. Could you believe that? So this guy hasn't played for Arsenal since the first game of the season when he get up at Old Trafford, and he suffered an injury. We went out and we bought Eze. So, and I think Eze could score as well. Actually, talking about Eze, I think he could actually get one of the goals. So I'm gonna go if the squad is what I think it is, I'm gonna go Saka, Eze, and Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres will come off the bench and nick a goal for us. I'm going to go 3-1. I'm not sure who'll score for them. But funny enough, Spurs will normally score against us. even if we beat them, but we don't beat them keeping clean sheets. We beat them by conceding a goal. You know, I think I remember we beat them at the lane a couple of seasons ago when Big Gabby score from the back. 1-0 that was. But I'm talking about big score lines. I can't remember the last time we beat them 5-0, 4-0, 3-0. It's been a while. I think that was probably under days under Arsene Wenger. We used to bash them up all the time. And I remember a 3-0 win against them about 2006, I think it was, or 2007. But that's only 20 years ago. But I'm going 3-1 Arsenal, and hopefully that we can stretch away from the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, because Liverpool lost again, as I mentioned it before at the start of the show, and Man City lost as well. 2-1 to Newcastle, and that should give Arsenal the extra impetus and the drive to go in and win this game, home advantage, and the game that we normally win against our bitter and fiercest rivals, local rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, and pull away from them two. Chelsea are coming up behind. Chelsea are now second behind us. I think Chelsea are. I think they're. I think they're 3 points behind us, if I'm not mistaken. I looked at the table yesterday, but I've forgotten. They beat Burnley 2-0 yesterday. Yeah, so I think Chelsea, but we're playing them next week. That's the thing, and we're gonna. I think we haven't lost at Stamford Bridge for maybe. I don't think we lost at the bridge for maybe 5 years or something like. It's been a while. So let's hope we can keep that record going. I'll take a point from now against Chelsea, but I think that we can go in and win that game. Because Sunderland beat them. I know Sunderland are going great guns. We went there a couple of weeks ago and lost. No, not lost. Sorry, we drew 2-2. It feels like a loss, but we drew 2-2. But yeah, if Sunderland can go there and win, we can definitely go there and win. But we all know that Chelsea won't play like they did against Sunderland, against us. They'll be more up for it. They'll be more fired up. They'll be more tactically astute, and knowing that it's Arsenal, big bad Arsenal walking up at Stamford Bridge. They're gonna want to stop us. But yeah, so hopefully we don't pick up any stupid red cards, any stupid yellow cards. We need everybody to be on it today. I've got a feeling that everybody will be on it today. It's going to be a big week for us because we've got Bayern Munich in the midweek in the Champions League. Some say the best team in the world at the moment, along with us. Some say the two best teams in the world. Some are saying that we're the best team. Some are saying they're the best team. And we're playing at the Emirates. It's a game I'd love to have gone to, but I couldn't get a ticket for that one. And so we have to just sit down and watch it from here, from my base. But yeah, but no silly yellow cards, no silly red cards. Hopefully no more injuries, please. Please God, please Jaja. No more injuries, we've had more of our fair share of injuries. If you go to the match, guys, you look after yourselves and each other, and don't forget what Arsenal Future always says to you. Any trouble, you call the police. Don't take matters into your own hands. Make sure that's what the law there for. You call the police if there's any trouble, yeah, and we'll get it reported. Don't take matters into your own hands because you'll get yourself in trouble. And stay out of trouble. Yeah. Okay then. So you take care. Hopefully we speak to you after the match with a positive reactionary video, and enjoy the match, guys. And hopefully you're going to go and see Arsenal win the match in this big North London derby. You take care. And what I'm going to say is just, I think I've covered everything, haven't I? I've covered everything. Yeah. And then we can stretch our lead further. I think if we win this game, we go. I can't remember how many points ahead of Liverpool. I think it's 11 points ahead of Liverpool, and I think maybe is it 8 ahead of City, something like that. But yes, if we win this game, we're going to go even further ahead. So it's been a good weekend for Arsenal, because both of our closest rivals lost. But Chelsea are sneaking up, as I just said a minute ago. They're sneaking up. We need to sort Chelsea out. We need to win this game today and go to the bridge and beat them next week. Take care. Adios. Look after yourselves and each other, as I always said. Keep out of trouble. Love you. Love you lots. Adios. Come on, you Gunners. Yeah.